Hi everybody, my name's Simon and I'm the General Manager of Go Study Australia. Today we'll be presenting a webinar about the various support resources that are available to international students in New South Wales from September in 2021. It's positive to see that the situation has improved for many international students who can access government payments if they can't work, but we're still hearing many stories of students without jobs, struggling with accommodation and feeling more isolated than ever. There are actually a lot of resources available for international students across Australia and in New South Wales, but finding that information and interpreting it is very, very difficult. So we've pulled all of this information into one single webinar. We're going to talk about how you can access help with your finances, accommodation, food, mental health, and hopefully you'll find some of this information quite useful. If you need to access any of the links that we present for these resources within this presentation, just click on the description of this video and you'll find a link to this presentation as a PDF, and there you can access the links to the various websites. So just go down to the description, click on that link, and you'll actually be able to access a digital copy of this presentation. So let's get started. Okay. So first of all, I would like to let you know that Study New South Wales has been incredibly proactive in supporting international students. Last year, they launched the Emergency Accommodation Relief Program, and now they've partnered with Sydney Community Forum, which is a non-profit group, to provide what's called the Intake Support Service. This is an amazing service where actual trained counsellors are available to help you work through whatever problems you might have, whether it be working through COVID-19 issues, mental health support, work rights, tenancy and housing issues, providing legal advice, negotiations with your education provider, things such as safety, family and children, health and well-being. This is free and it's open to absolutely every international student. So if you click on the website, which is scfintakesupport.org.au, so Sydney Community Forum, intakesupport.org.au. I'll just click on it right now so you can see what it looks like. And it'll take you to this form where you actually put your name, your details, your preferred language, and they'll partner you up with an actual counsellor and a qualified person who can guide you through all the various issues. So I strongly recommend, if you are having any issues, start out with the Study New South Wales Intake Support Service. It's a really wonderful initiative that's there to support all international students. Okay, let's talk about financial support, because the great news is all international students are eligible to receive government payments if they're not able to work. Many students are a bit confused about how to actually access this. If you'd like to receive further information, you can go to nsw.gov.au/COVID-19/financial-support. And again, you can access this link in the description on this video. So if you go to this website, you'll see various information on the disaster payments, the pandemic leave disaster payments, test and isolate payments. Let's actually talk about what these payments are. So the COVID-19 disaster payment is provided by the Australian federal government, and it actually provides support if you can't work due to lockdown. So if you're stuck at home and your employer has said that you're not an essential worker, then you are eligible for some money. So how much can you get? Well, it's going to depend on the location of your lockdown and also the hours that you've lost. Now, most students will be eligible for a $450 payment if they've lost at least 8 hours of work and if you've lost less than 20 hours of work. As most students can only work 20 hours a week, this is generally what they're going to be eligible for, $450. However, if you were in a position where you were working more than 20 hours a week, you'll be eligible for $750. It's pretty awesome. So how you claim? As an international student, you must actually call. You cannot apply online, so you must call 180-2266. This is for the group called Services Australia, and they will direct you to create an account. If you need specific support in your local language, you can call 131-202 and request to speak to somebody, whether it be in Spanish, Italian, Japanese, whatever your preferred language is. When you call, make sure that you have your bank account details, your employer's name and Australian business number. You need to report how many hours and income you have lost. And it's a good idea to have evidence of this, such as an email or a letter of declaration from your employer. You should also have your visa details. Now, payment is made within 7 days, and you may be eligible for recurring payments. So it's not a one-off. It will go as long as the lockdown lasts. So this is great. We've had reports of many students who've accessed up to $750, and this has allowed them to pay their bills, pay their accommodation and rent, and still get by while they don't have work. So I strongly encourage everyone who has lost their job to actually take up this disaster payment. The other payment available is called the Pandemic Leave Disaster Payment. This is provided by the New South Wales government. This one's a little bit different. If you're not currently in lockdown, but you need to isolate or quarantine because perhaps you tested positive for COVID, you can access up to $1,500 as a lump sum. So again, if you call 1-800-2266 and lodge your application, you can receive $1,500 and you'll need to prove that you have had to quarantine. And this is if you have an order that you have tested positive, or perhaps you were in contact with somebody who had COVID and can't turn up to work. Again, very, very easy to claim. Some of you may need to test and isolate and wait until your results come back before you can go back to work. You can receive up to $320 if you need to test and isolate. And generally, this is to cover you for 1 or 2 days off work. If you want to apply for this, you go to Services New South Wales. So service.nsw.gov.au/transaction/apply-test-isolate-support/payment. Again, if you would like information on if you'd like the actual links for this, you can access them via the description in this YouTube video. Okay, moving on to social and mental health support. Although some students might be physically okay and financially okay, the impact of COVID-19 has meant that students are more isolated than ever. There's no social events. People are locked up in their apartments or houses, not able to hang out with friends and particularly family who are overseas. The pressures of school, the pressures of work, and obviously health concerns can weigh up on a lot of people, and people start to feel quite unstable. Again, if this is happening to you, I would strongly suggest you contact the Study New South Wales Intake Support Service as your primary first point of contact. They can connect you with various community groups. They can connect you with the Oz International Student Hub, which is a dedicated international student support service where you can meet people in your own language or meet people from other cultures who are also having similar issues, or can provide you with support because maybe they don't have issues and have found a way to navigate this situation. Okay, there are specific mental health programs that are available for you. These can be accessed via health.newsouthwales.gov. And again, we'll just click on this website and you can see a whole list of all the different support services that you might like to access. In particular, Beyond Blue is a very specialized mental health support service that you might want to access. There's also an international student health hub that Study New South Wales has sponsored. And this is information very, very specific to international students. It covers everything from physical health to mental health. And again, if you've got specific issues, you can contact somebody via this site. So that website, internationalstudents.health.nsw.gov.au. There is a New South Wales mental health line on 1-800-011-511. Here, professionals staff telephones, and they can give you referral to local mental health services if you want to speak to somebody face to face. These are very, very good services. I highly suggest you contact them if you've got any issues that are weighing on your mind. But also, if you'd like to speak to somebody in your own language, you can do this via a translated health service by calling 131 450. So that's 131-450, and you can ask them to ring the mental health line on your behalf. Again, if you'd like to speak to somebody in your own language. Some more specific services for you. Headspace is a great resource. It also has an app which can give you training exercises and abilities to various tools and things to help clear your mind or process through problems. Beyond Blue is probably Australia's largest mental health support network, and Lifeline is a very well-respected service for people who are really struggling to get through with life right now. So you can call them on 131114. Time to Talk is a really interesting service. It's a free telephone support service for individuals who can express their concerns about various COVID-related challenges. Again, it's staffed by qualified counsellors, and they can put you in contact with local services who can help you out. You can call them on 1300 022 966. I also highly encourage you to talk to your insurance provider. As an international student, you've all paid for overseas student health cover, and each of these services provides various resources for international students who might be struggling with mental or physical health. If you're a Go Study student, you'll likely be on AHM or Medibank, and they have a fantastic app with several services to help you through this period. And the other common OSHC providers are listed here as well. Again, you can access those specific links in the presentation, or you can just Google them or check your insurance policy. Let's talk about legal support. This is an ongoing challenge for many international students who don't know where to turn during times of legal arguments with their landlord or their employer or even their school. The New South Wales government, in conjunction with the Redfern Legal Centre, has launched an incredibly useful app called My Legal Mate, and all international students are able to access this app, and it's published in 7 different languages. To download the app, just go to study.sydney/programs/my-legal-mate, and we'll just click on this for you right here. And again, you can just see a link here, sign up to access My Legal Mate. Study New South Wales have been incredibly supportive of all the various initiatives to help international students. And if you just Google Study New South Wales, you'll come to their website where you can actually see all the different services that they offer for you. And I encourage you to take a look through. But My Legal Mate is a resource that all international students should access. Over 70,000 students have it so far. And you can get real-time support in legal advice online and access key resources, including talking to somebody and a live counselor. As I said, this has been supported by Redfern Legal Centre. Redfern Legal Centre provides free legal assistance from qualified legal professionals. It's based in Redfern, which is just the next station to Central Station. And it's a wonderful resource that is very, very used to working with international students and supporting them through their issues. If you go to their website, which is rlc.org.au, you can book in for an appointment, you can call somebody, and of course you can download the My Legal Mate application here. It's a wonderful service, and I highly encourage anyone with any legal issues to access it. Okay, accommodation support. Last year, Study New South Wales organised about $20 million worth of accommodation support for students in need. That program has ended now, and they've been focusing more on on food support and mental health support. But if you are struggling with accommodation, there are a few services that you can access. First of all, if you are currently renting your own place, there are some opportunities for you to renegotiate your rent with your tenant. These resources are available for you via the Fair Trading website and also, of course, the Study New South Wales website. It includes a freeze on evictions and an assistance to reduce rent. So if you can't pay your rent, your landlord can't actually kick you out legally. And that's going to allow a lot of international students to buy some time so they can get the money and pay their rent. You're also able to negotiate a reduction in your rent within a set of frameworks and guidelines, and you can find out more information about this via the tenancy impact resources that are here on the Fair Trading website. So I encourage you to look at this. You basically need to show that your income has reduced by 25% or more, and you can actually negotiate a reduction on your rent. So you will need evidence that your income has been affected, but tens of thousands of international students have been able to successfully work through this with their landlord. So I encourage you to read this website, and you can then take this information and negotiate it with your landlord. Okay, so the basic details, as I said, are if you have lost your employment or income, or have a reduction in your work hours, or you've had to stop working, and you can show that you have received a reduction in your rent of 25% or more, and that includes if you're receiving government assistance, compared to the weekly income received prior to the 26th of June 2021. And if you can do this, then you are eligible to negotiate your rent. All right. So what you should do if you meet the criteria, you should start negotiating with your landlord, and that could include waiving your rent, and that means asking not to pay rent for a period of time, reducing your rent now and then paying back some additional payments later, or a combination of these as well. As I said, you're going to need to provide evidence that you have lost some income. You need to make sure that the agreement is in writing. Don't rely on a verbal confirmation. Make sure your landlord puts it in writing. And you're going to need to provide consent to share your details. So if you need help, go to tenants.org.au, which is the tenants advice service, and they can give you some more information as well. Okay, there is also a service called the International Student Support Network, and this network provides short-term discounted accommodation to international students who are impacted by the global crisis. If you go to homestaynetwork.org/ISSN, you can put in an application for reduced cost accommodation. And if you have an extreme emergency and are without accommodation right now, look at a service such as the Wayside Chapel. The Wayside Chapel is a Sydney city-based service that provides emergency accommodation. And the website is waysidechapel.org.au. They also provide showers, practical support such as food, and it's a really well-known non-profit service supporting those in the most desperate of situations. So if you are without accommodation right now and really need some help, please visit Wayside Chapel or call them on 9581 9100. Okay, there are some other online services. Ask Izzy, which is askizzy.org.au, provides a search tool where you can look for services in your local area for people who are homeless, where you can find food, shelter, health and critical support services. Rough Edges is another government support service and provides, I guess, an open door for anyone who needs some help. It's a non-profit, and it's a great service. So you could go to roughedges.org or phone them on 9360-6844. Again, if you need any legal advice to understand your legal situation, there's the International Student Legal Service of New South Wales. We'll just click on their website, and it will take you to the Redfern Legal Centre where this is operated, and it's done in partnership with Study New South Wales. So again, if you're having legal issues, definitely suggest that you contact them. Okay, food assistance. Go Study has been involved with Study New South Wales and Food Bank in distributing food relief hampers to students without food. But due to the lockdown, our office has stopped receiving deliveries because the government did not want to encourage people coming into the city. The good news is you can have a food package delivered straight to your door, so you don't need to leave the city. So Study New South Wales and Food Bank are delivering a food box that's about 15 kilograms and contains all the essentials that you will need to get through, such as bread, cereal, milk, canned veggies, all that type of stuff. And although you can't come into our office and pick it up until they resume the delivery service, the pickup service, you can get something delivered to your house. Now, they do deliveries in Sydney, Newcastle, Wollongong, Armidale, Lismore, Port Macquarie, and Coffs Harbour, which are all the major study centres. And to be eligible, you just need to be an international student. You can only order one, so they will not do recurring, and it will be one box per household as well. So if you and your friends all order one, they will only actually deliver one per household because they need to make sure they have enough packages to go around. It's absolutely free and will be delivered to your house within about a week. You can call them on 02 9756 3099, or you click on this link. It's a little bit complicated here to read out, but I'll click on it and show you how it works. And it'll take you to a form. Click here to go to the New South Wales Food Hamper form. And you simply complete this form and press submit, and you will get a food hamper box delivered to your house. So I strongly encourage anyone who is struggling to provide food for themselves, reach out to this. If you don't need it, please don't request it, because there are thousands of people across New South Wales who genuinely do need food assistance. So only request it if you don't have a job and you cannot provide for yourself. There are some other services. If you're down in Wollongong, Illawarra area, there are some free meal services available down there. Across Sydney and the wider New South Wales, Anglicare, which is an Anglican religious-based group, provides emergency food packages. There is a link here to how to get that. On the far north coast of New South Wales, so if you're up around Port Macquarie area, there is a program called Food Recovery. And again, this service called Ask Izzy helps people locate food services and other support services in their area. Again, if you want the links for these, please click on the description and download this presentation. A major charity that is a global charity, we all know it, the Red Cross. They've received funding from the government to support people to provide emergency relief and casework for temporary visa holders and migrants. If you need help, please go to redcross.org.au. And then you'll see this link here under News and Media, News Help for Migrants in Transition. And they provide everything from food relief to counselling support and also accommodation support as well. So I hope you found this useful. GoStudy is here to support you through your journey in Australia. We understand times are tough right now, and there's a lot of information there. But if you need help with anything on your journey, please contact us at sydney@gostudy.com.au or call us on 9283 0480. Our primary service is to provide free support for studies, enrollments, assistance with your visas, job support, social support, whatever you need to make sure that you are going to be happy, productive, and reach your goals in Australia. We're here to support you for free. We do produce webinars and resources like this on regular occasions, so please do follow us on Facebook, join our database, sign up from our website, www.gostudy.com.au, and you can access further resources. Thank you very much for checking in. If you found this useful, please leave a comment in the description and recommend your friends to follow GoStudy as well. Good luck.